So it started out just rain, like an icy rain, and then it continued to rain. But then it turned into like a snow, like rain and snow mixture. And then it kind of faded back into rain again. And then once we started heading up the mountain, it began to snow again. And then it snowed really heavily. As you can see, it started to accumulate on the road, and the temperatures were below freezing, so this did start to freeze over. This lane change here was a little bit slick, but we made it alright. And you can see the snowplow is headed out on his journey to clear the roadways because they were building up fast. Then we got off the exit, and you can see the snowplow has not been through here yet. At this point, you're pretty much just like following the tracks that everybody else has made. So sometimes you're closer to the center line than other times, just depending on how people have made the tracks. I've only been out here like 10-15 minutes and the car is already covered in snow. We're only out there for like 15 minutes, I'd say, and you don't realize, like, you know that snow is just frozen rain, but you like don't really realize that until you've been standing out in it for 15 minutes and everything's like soaking wet. And I had a hood on, so it's freezing cold. Like, the snow already built up on the side here because that's where it's blowing in that way, and we're thawing out for a minute. Keep seeing the snowplow go by, clearing off the main road. Everything's pretty just slush at this point, but it's building up quick. Like, there was definitely like 3 inches out there. That truck is not moving. There they go. Yeah, this is not what I had planned for today. I was hoping to do some short hikes, but I didn't know it was going to accumulate so much snow so quickly. And the roads were going to be like a mess. Like, my car cannot go a lot of these places, so that's how we ended up in the post office parking lot. Now you can see that the snowplow has been through here a few passes, and the road's actually a lot clearer than the first time we drove through here, and it just gets better from here. See, it really started to kind of dry up. They had to take a lot of passes to make this like this, and then it gets really clear. But as you can see, the roads are still wet, and there were a few like small icy patches, but for the most part it was a lot easier to drive on than when we first started out before the snowplow had reached the roads. no view. So this is where I was, like, what was that, a week ago? 2 weeks ago? And this is where the really pretty view is. As you can see, you can't see. Yeah, it's still snowing, so you can't see out there. Plus, we're kind of in a cloud a little bit right now. But it's so pretty. Look how deep the snow is here. Like, that is like 6 inches or so, I'd say. It's insane. This section going out is a little bit narrow and hilly, so once you get started you don't want to stop. So I stopped beforehand to let traffic come through before taking my turn. It's just crazy how quickly the snow disappears once you start descending the mountain. Like, it's literally just at the tops of the mountains, and then there's nothing. Then it's just rain at the bottom. this view. This is a boat ramp area. There's a boat ramp and there's a dock, but this is along one of the Scenic Drives. If you haven't seen my Scenic Drive blog post, that will be linked in the blog post for this video, which will be linked below. But anyways, you're seeing a glimpse of what the Scenic Drive is, one of the many scenic drives here in Chattanooga, but this stop is like beautiful. And you can see the snow-capped mountains right now. It's so pretty. And back home. I kind of stopped abruptly filming because it got really dark really fast, in case you couldn't tell, because more snow and rain was coming in. But anyways, home now, safe and sound. Didn't really have any serious issues. There are a few spots where my car kind of lost traction a little bit, but if you are driving safely, it's not a serious issue. So, didn't have any problems. Driving in the snow in the south, all the tips and everything will be in my blog post, which will be linked below. And be sure to check that out because you want to make sure you're being safe and careful and prepared for the worst so that the worst doesn't happen. So, I mean, the worst could still happen, but being prepared, it could be the difference between life and death, like when it comes to this stuff. So, be prepared. That's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see y'all next week.